Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We had a rain truncated day three. Play finished abruptly because of rain, but England are 35 runs ahead. They are 28 for 2 right now. We saw some wonderful cricket, even though for a couple of hours. Started the day Australia, starting off where they finished yesterday. Usman Khwaja and Kerry still building that partnership. Batted pretty well. Alistair got out. Beautiful ball from Jimmy Anderson. And then after that, Pat Cummins came in. He also built a partnership. Really good contribution from him. Then Robinson got Khwaja out with a really good delivery. What a field that was for Khwaja. Outstanding. If you saw, there was only, I don't think there was any slips. There was everyone covering like covers. Short cover, there was a short mid wicket and everything. Very attacking field, I think. And yeah, it was a very good ball as well. Good execution. Then Robinson came in and wiped out the tail as well. So that gave England like a 7-8 run lead. They are now leading by 35. They've lost 2 wickets. Oh, what a spell, man. Boland, Pat Cummins. It suddenly became overcast. Yes, they came back after rain. It was still overcast. The ball was moving. There was lateral movement. Ball ghum raha tha, swing ho raha tha, bounce ho raha tha. And suddenly we saw English conditions. This wicket was called a dead wicket, a flat wicket. इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है. But वो जो भाई 20 मिनट आधा घंटा जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया bowling करे, it was proper British conditions, man. Unbelievable. And it was a great spell of bowling from these guys from Australia. Boland again, massive. A massive spell from him. Very good consistency. The way he got the wicket, outstanding. Pat Cummins as well was brilliant. Who is winning, Croatia or Spain? Vinesh is asking. I think Croatia. It's an extra time, I think, right now, the game. 0-0. It might even go to penalties. If it goes to penalties, I'm backing Croatia. But let's see what happens. But yes, क्या जबरदस्त मैच चल रहा है यहाँ एशेज में is unbelievable. It's going into day 4 now. I think hopefully we won't have that much rain tomorrow and we get to see a proper game. There'll still be a result despite a lot of rain today. The way that England are playing, there will be a result. Whether they get to 250 or not, that's another question. But I think they need to target first to get to 200 and then get close to 300. If they can get to 300, that'll be a really good score on this pitch, especially if conditions do change. Then again, you'll see their bowlers come into play. I think Moeen Ali will also come into play in the 4th innings. Australia will be looking to get England under 200. If they can, chase 180, 190 in the last innings, they will be happy with that. Even 220, 230, Australia will take from the position they were in. I think they batted really well. Usman Khwaja, I have to give him a lot of credit. He got to 140. Yes, he got a chance. He got a chance because of Stuart Broad's no ball yesterday. Lekin overall, it was a great innings from him. Showed a lot of patience, composure, concentration, and it's given Australia a very good fighting chance. This game is going to go down to the wire, and this is why we built up the Ashes. This is proper cricket. It's a lot of fun. It's not proper cricket, but it's exciting cricket and nail biting stuff. Robinson sent off Khwaja was unnecessary. It happens in the heat of the moment, Ibrahim. But yeah, like it was over the top. But Ashes, packed crowd, Birmingham, everyone's there. You're in need of a wicket. Khwaja was killing it. Just emotions came out. Yes, sometimes you have to keep them in check, but I think the situation was as such that those emotions came out. And yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. Plenty to play for both teams. Right now, Joe Root at the crease with Mr. Ollie Pope. So they'll have to start building partnerships. Root, there's a close call. Actually, it wasn't that close. I don't know why they went for the review. Steve Smith gets too excited in the slips whenever there's a close call or whenever there's some sort of hope for dismissal. Smith always wants to take the DRS, and Pat Cummins normally does decline it, but this time he went ahead and it showed there was no snick or anything like that. I think the fact that it was Joe Root and the situation as such, they picked up a couple of wickets, one more wicket, and it would have been Australia's day 100%. Maybe that's why they went for the review. I felt that was a bit unnecessary, but tomorrow's a new day. Again, I think early morning it will nip around a bit, the ball will nibble, and there will be purchase for the bowlers. तो देखना पड़ेगा इंग्लैंड कैसा अप्रोच करेंगे. Of course, they want to play aggressive cricket, but sometimes with the conditions, you have to alter your game a bit. Again, if the sun does come out tomorrow, then it's going to be really good in terms of batting for England. Not really good, but it'll be better than it was in that last session. That last session was an absolute nightmare for batters, and the bowlers were on top. That was some lovely fast bowling, and it's crazy in England how the conditions change the whole situation of the game. It changes the way you're bowling, it changes the way you're batting, the mindset, everything. If you see England score, it's 28 for 2 in 10 overs. That's not baseball, right? And they were forced into that situation because of the conditions, because of the way Australia was bowling. Stokes is the best captain in terms of tactical changes. He knows each and everything, what will happen, be going to happen. Great leader. Yeah, I think like he predicts the game really well. He's a very good reader of the game, and he's willing to take risks more than anything. If you saw with last day yesterday, if it was any other captain, they would have kept a couple of fielders back for Moin Ali, and that was probably the right call. Even I would have probably kept a couple of fielders back because Moin Ali was getting hit quite a bit, but Stokes stuck with it. Eventually, he got the wicket. Yeah, I think 20 run extra chale gaye us chakkar mein, but you got the wicket of Travis Head, who's coming off 100. So captaincy wise, he's been unbelievable, and one of the reasons is that he's gutsy. He wants to take risks. He wants to play attacking cricket, and at the same time, he's a very good reader of the game. Like Vinesh Bhai said, he understands the opposition. He knows where the batters like to play their shots. For Travis Head, they exploited that short ball issue very quickly, and they set the field accordingly as well. So yeah, Ben Stokes has been unbelievable in terms of captaincy, but his main test is going to be in the fourth innings. No matter what score that England is going to defend, you as captain, your main test will always be when the game is on the line. That's when his decisions will come under scrutiny. Whether over attacking is the right way to go, whether his field placements were right, his bowling changes were right. We'll only find out in the fourth innings. That is where captaincy is going to be tested the most, especially if he has less runs to play with. If he has 180, 200 runs to play with, how does he then set his feet? How does he then pick up wickets? How does he change his bowling? And that's where I'm going to judge him as the captain. I mean, he's been brilliant so far, but uska main test yahi honga. And a lot of the times England have chased in the fourth innings is going to be a bit different for them this time around. Yes, the pitch might help, overcast conditions might help in their favor. It's still going to be a test for Ben Stokes as captain and for England as a bowling unit to get this Australian side out. But first and foremost, they need to get a score on the board. I think Root and Pope need to build a partnership tomorrow, try to get to 50, 60 runs partnership, then build on that. Then they have batting to come. They have Harry Brook, बेन स्टोक्स, मोइन अली. तो बैटिंग तो है इनके पास. बेयरस्टो भी है भाई, मैं भूल गया. बेयरस्टो is also an unbelievable form, even though he's played only one game. This is his first game in a year, but he looks in really good touch. So it's about trying to get to that 250, 300. I think England would be happy with 300 plus. Australia will be happy with 220, 200 less, like low 200s, high 100s. That will be Australia's target. Try to continue to pick up wickets, and they will get opportunities. If England do play some aggressive cricket, they will get opportunities. Even if they don't play aggressive cricket, subah mein thoda sa swing to hone wala hai. We've seen the first time today, like proper lateral movement from both sides, but in particular the Australians, the way they bowled, it felt like proper British conditions, and it looked like very challenging for the batters, and it was completely different to what we saw in the first couple of days in Edgbaston and Birmingham. Again, for me, any lead is a lead, and the way Robinson bowled today, I think it was fabulous. He did a really good job, cleaned up the tail as well. His ball to Khwaja was very good, and made sure that they didn't concede a lead. If they conceded lead on this, even a 50-run lead, they would have been in trouble, because right now it's showing 35 for 2. Is with the lead, they're 35 for 2. If they had a 50-run lead, they would be minus 20 for 2. Target England, Hamzo, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. He's saying target England will be looking at to set ideally, I think 300, that would be the target. 270 onwards, 280 onwards, 300, 320, anything above that is a bonus. Considering the pitch, I think it will assist the spinners. It'll keep a bit low as well. I think it won't be as flat as we saw in the first few days, and if it does get overcast on day 5, then the English bowlers will definitely be in with a good shout. Nitesh bhai bol rahe hain, you feel Khwaja could have been more positive today, played approximately 120 balls for 30 today. If he had scored 70, 120, then Australia would have been favorites right now. He was conservative, but that's been his approach even yesterday. If you saw yesterday, there were patches where he was very conservative. He wasn't scoring runs at a good rate. It was only when I think Moin Ali came on yesterday, then Khwaja started to play shots. But if you see his initial phase, the way he batted, it was very slow, and way slow compared to the England batsman. But that's his method. That is how he's going to go about it. It's also tiring the England bowlers. So if you look at it from a different point of view, not only is he consuming deliveries, but he's also tiring the opposition and making them bowl bad balls and forcing them that situation. Maybe if he played more attacking, could have got out for 115, and they wouldn't have got to close to England's target. It might have been a 50-run lead that Australia would have conceded. So I think as a batsman, you have to go with the method that is most suited for you, what you're comfortable with. And Khwaja is comfortable with playing a bit more conservative, taking his time, and then tiring out the bowlers and then playing your shots. And if that's the case, then that's the case. England's completely different. You will ask me tomorrow, for example, if Harry Brook gets out 20 of 12 balls, you're going to say, do you think he would have been better off if he played a few more deliveries, left a few balls, and then took us a bit of time and went to 100 strike rate instead of 120 strike rate? So you can twist the narrative depending on the situation, but my answer to this is that I think it's his natural game, so that's how he's going to play. Of course, it would have been good if he got like 70 of 120 like you're saying, but I think you have to look at the circumstances. Tomorrow will be a big test for Stokes as batsman. He hasn't been same batsman after captaincy. He has to play a big role. Yeah, and he's become very expensive as a batter right now. Both risk ले रहा है उन्हें, हर shot खेलना चाह रहा है. He wants to attack every single ball. ये statement बताना चाह रहा है कि भाई हम ऐसे ही खेल रहे हैं. He wants to show his own team. He wants to show the opposition. This is how we're going to play. But I think Ben Stokes, if you've seen his best innings, let's take the Leeds innings. In that one, his strike rate was like 15-20. He was like 10 runs of 70 deliveries. And then he started hitting sixes every single ball or every single over. So I think his main, if you look at his strength, I think it's fine if he takes a few deliveries, gets settled in, and then he can play baseball. Like Stokes can come up with any, he can catch up with any run rate possible in this game. So I would like him to consume a few deliveries. I know that's not going to happen, but I'm just looking at Ben Stokes in isolation and what his strengths are. His strengths are to get in, understand the conditions, and then blast. Zimbabwe and West Indies start the World Cup qualifiers with a good effort by Nepal and USA. Yes, I saw a bit of the game. I was very impressed with Nepal, the way the opening batters batted today. Like in particular, Kushal Bhurtal, he got out for 99, very unlucky, but he was really good, man. He played the cut shot, he played the pull shot. He looked at ease, and yeah, unfortunately, then they couldn't defend the score. Zimbabwe chasing it with ease. With Craig Irvin, the captain, stepping up with 100, Sean Williams stepping up with 100, and these two are their main batters, and they've stepped up and they've gotten Zimbabwe an important win. West Indies got all out for 290, but yeah, Jason Holder with that contribution, he batted really well. Uska 50 run jo tha, it helped West Indies get to a good fighting score and put pressure on USA. It was a contribution from Johnson Charles as well. He scored 66 of 80. Shai Hope 54 of 60, and Nicholas Pooran 43 of 28. Roshan Chase 55. So everyone contributing with 50s in that game. To be honest, England dressing room looked worried after two quick wickets. Tomorrow morning, Cummins can exploit moisture in the pitch. Definitely, and that's where Australia will still have the upper hand because पहला घंटा जो रहेगा गेम का थोड़ा मुश्किल रहेगा बैटिंग के लिए. बॉल स्विंग होंगी जैसा नितेश भाई बोल रहे थे, will be moisture over, बारिश हो चुकी है काफी वहां पे, and that will allow the ball to seam, it will allow the ball to swing also. ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि भाई धूप निकल रही नहीं निकल रही. कल मैं वेदर फोरकास्ट भी चेक करूंगा. बर्मिंघम, एजबास्टन weather, because the weather today it like confirmed for me. I know I always knew this, everyone talks about it, but confirmed to me that the weather dictates the situation of the game. It dictates the way the bowlers are bowling, it dictates the pitch, it dictates a lot of things. So us hisab se it'll be important to see what the skies are looking like tomorrow. I can see Monday it's showing partly cloudy, no rain, and it's going to be sunny as well. It'll be 24 degrees, and yeah, that's pretty hot weather. And I think it'll if the sun does come out, that will get Lyon and Moeen Ali into play in the next couple of innings. Nathan Lyon also will have a huge part to play. We saw Australia bowl so well with the fast bowlers today. They were impeccable. लेकिन कल फिर जब Nathan Lyon आएगा वो भी challenge रहेगा England के लिए. How do they play him? Yes, they have to attack him, but at the same time, they need to get runs on the board. They can't just go so bang they don't get any wickets. I know their method is to attack, but they need to have some sort of method in that attack. Spain versus Croatia में मजा आ गया. या अभी मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ स्कोर, अभी भी 0-0 दिखा रहा. Extra time, half time हो रहा है शायद वहाँ पे. It's the final, I think, of the Nations League going on. Nitin Bhai, England were 26-0 after 5 overs, drain break, and boom, 28 for 2. Test cricket is best. Absolutely. And that's the influence of the weather, that's the influence of the conditions. That's why in England it's so much fun, man. Things keep changing. You're not certain what's going to happen. Everyone thought it might be a draw, batting, paradise है, ये है, वो है, लेकिन आप देखो एकदम से change हो गया situation. England actually got off to a really good start, and if it rained at that time, they didn't come back for that small passage of play. England would have been in the driver's seat in this game. Not driver's seat, but they would have had the edge in this match. But with Australia picking up a couple of wickets, now they have a slight edge, and it's been like this all time, the whole game, 50-50, 50-50. The pendulum is swinging both ways, और बहुत मजा आ रहा है उसमें भी. It's high class, man. I'm really enjoying this game. We still don't know what the result is going to be. There's a lot of permutations. You can make a lot of predictions, but only time will tell what the result will be. Bro, penalty किसको मिला भाई? या penalties को चले क्या? Because यहाँ पे मेरे को अभी भी 105 minutes दिखा रहा. तो हाँ, like Nitesh bhai, completely agree with you. Test cricket at its best. It's been a great contest between bat and ball. And yeah, Pat Cummins also with the bat, man. I have to really credit him. Those are very important runs in a game like this where every run can count, is so valuable. You're so close in terms of scores. If you take out his contribution over there, they might conceding a 30-run lead instead of a 8. Pat Cummins, the way he batted, yeah, really good, man. It was a very healthy contribution for his side. It gives them, puts them in a good position as well. And then the way he bowled, he picked up a wicket as well. Yeah, it's been a good day. I think he's been the player of the day, Pat. Just his impact has been outstanding for Australia. And then Poland as well, really supporting him with the ball. With the bat, it was Khwaja, Carey also continuing from yesterday. They also contributed pretty well. So, yeah, it's all set for Dhamakadar day 4, and then day 5 should be very entertaining as well. We will probably get a result. That's what I'm still feeling. The way, unless Australia block it out on day 5, but I don't think that's going to happen. England will dangle a carrot. Australia will go for the chase, and you will see a result. I think win or loss either way. That's what's going to happen on day 5. Magar bhai kya maza aa raha, has been sensational. There's also Kevin Peterson and Ponting did a masterclass class on Sky Sports regarding how the mental aspect of the game, and they were referring to the Stuart Broad versus David Warner situation, and they were both saying David Warner's actually looking really good, and then and Ponting was saying he will score runs against Broad in this summer, especially if the wickets are like this. But yeah, there is a mental block. It does become difficult. Ponting said he had that issue with Bhaji. Peterson had the problem with Siddle. When you're an experienced player, sometimes this happens, and the last thing you want to do is face that bowler, no matter what is said in the presses or anything like that. They both said, as professional former cricketers, that Asan nahi rehta when someone has the number on you, it becomes difficult, and then mentally as well, you have to try to get yourself out of it. You have to individually look at where you're making mistakes and how you can improve your game. Mushkil ho jata. Peterson also said that if he gets up to Anderson for like 10 runs, he'll take that, compared to like if he gets like 15, gets out to Broad. It's become that kind of battle where Broad has a complete control over David Warner. I feel Khwaja gonna exhaust England bowlers in next 2 matches. Can't imagine Broad and Anderson playing 5 tests. I don't think they'll play 5 tests either, but that's why they do have Mark Wood. I think you will likely to see Mark Wood at Lords. वो खेलने वाला है, मेरे को ऐसा दिख रहा. Pace उसकी अच्छी है. He can trouble the Australian batsmen, and particularly what I saw with Travis Head, it was very interesting that even with the bowlers of bowling 82, 83, Robinson, Anderson, Stuart Broad, he was still struggling with the shorter ball. And with Wood coming in, it brings that extra X factor. You have less reaction time, and you have to be much more prepared with that short ball over there. So I think looking at the way some of the Australian batters batted, Mark Wood, if he is fit, you will see him in the next game. They will rotate between Anderson, Broad. One of them might sit the next game and continue after. Right now, Broad does look undroppable, though. The way he's been bowling has been outstanding. If he didn't bowl that no ball, it would have been a sensational day for him yesterday. Lekin ye cheezan hote hain. That's and what Nitish Bhai is also saying, they do already look exhausted, the England bowlers. If you see the last session yesterday after tea, they looked tired, they looked weary. It's catching up to them a bit, and I think throughout the series they will have to rotate the bowlers. नितेश भाई बोले दुक्कत ये क्रॉली में डकेट या क्रॉली में से किसी को भी ड्रॉप करके बेन फोक्स की जगह बनाओ. ही इज माय फेवरेट. एंड या बेन फोक्स is very important if you have a keeper. I think I was listening to one of the podcasts. They probably said it that if you have a keeper, Australia is not scoring that many runs. They're not getting that close to lead. England is getting an 80-run lead, and that's what a keeper of the level of Ben Foakes can bring to the team. Yes, Bershore, you can drop him. He's been outstanding in terms of the bat. If you do bring in Foakes, where do you play him? That's another question. Bershore has been batting really well in the middle lower order in the last year or so, and he was actually batting at 5, and now he's batting at 7, but he's still enjoying it. The opening kaun karenge along with Duckett, that will be the question. That's going to be the issue that they might have, because Foakes is a lower order batsman as well. Yeah, Mustafa bhai, मुझको हंसी आती है, मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया का बैट्समैन बाउंसर नहीं कर पा रहे हैं हेड. या बिल्कुल, और ये वीकनेस है. इंग्लैंड जल्दी से एक्सप्लॉइट कर दिया, एंड दे विल ब्रिंग इन मार्क वुड एंड दे कंटिन्यू टू ट्राई टू एक्सप्लॉइट दिस weakness. It happens with players. We know Suresh Raina had that issue, Shreyas Iyer has that issue, and अब Travis Head तो अब सबको मालूम हो गया, मीडिया में भी छप गया. Everybody's talking about it in various YouTube channels and podcasts, and the people, the opposition clearly who are at the ground, they can see that he has an issue with the short ball. So England will continue to look to exploit that situation. When I see Broden Anderson still playing Test cricket, I miss Dale Steyn so much. Yeah, man, Dale Steyn was an unbelievable bowler. He had that extra pace as well. He was great in all formats, in all conditions, whether it was India, England, South Africa, Australia. Dale Steyn was a class apart, outstanding fast bowler, and yeah, we do miss him a lot. But हाँ जी, और कोई सवाल वाला है तो पूछिए. लेकिन कल का दिन बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. Hopefully we won't have any rain. The weather is not, forecast not showing that. थोड़ा धूप भी निकल जाएंगी. एंड ये गेम तो भाई टू द वायर जा रहा, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा. ऑलरेडी इट्स बिन अट्रेशनल क्रिकेट, बहुत एंटरटेनिंग था. we've seen wickets flying, we've seen runs flying, some gorgeous shots, some great fielding today. Cameron Green's catch didn't create as much controversy. It was a clean catch, this one. It wasn't as controversial as the Shubman Gill one. तो हाँ, कैमरन ग्रीन का जो कैच था, जबरदस्त कैच किया भाई. गली में क्या फील्डर है भाई कैमरन ग्रीन, आखिरी जबरदस्त, मतलब बकेट हैंड्स है उसके, और एंटिसिपेशन जबरदस्त, और डाइवान जो मारता, रीच उसका बेहतरीन है. एंड फॉर अ बिग फेला टू stretch out like that, like bend down and everything, it's not that easy, but he's done a great job, man, in that position. He's a great slip gully catcher, Cameron Green, a great fielder in general. Vokes, Potts, Josh Tongue are the other bowling options for England. I think Potts is a good option, someone that Ben Stokes might fancy because he does play for Durham, which is, Ben Stokes' county. They played together before. We saw Potts had a decent run last summer around. Chris Vokes is also a very good option. But again, I think the man for me is Wood because he has that extra pace and he can cause that extra discomfort, particularly if it's a flat pitch with extra bounce. I don't think we'll get a pitch like we saw today where it was in this match where it was low bounce. But I think if we do get a flat pitch with extra bounce, someone like a Mark Wood would be very, very he would be very useful. He is not Anderson, call him Clouderson. मतलब जब कंडीशंस अच्छे होते, जब एंडरसन बॉलिंग कर रहे थे, वैसी बात नहीं है यार. एंडरसन जबरदस्त बॉलर है. Besto dropped 2 or 3 catches, man. England need specialist keeper Ben Fox needed. Yeah, and that's the risk they're going to take. But it's about also trying to find the right balance. If they do play Fox, it does cause some imbalance in the batting order, because then you have Fox, Besto, Stokes all in the lower mid order. Moeen Ali also, you don't have a proper opener then. तो मसला तो थोड़ा बहुत रहेगा. If you do play Fox, it'll imbalance the team as well, especially if they win this game. They might not want to disturb the rhythm. If they do lose, then yes, I think overall though it is crucial. Besto coming out of injury, yes, he batted brilliantly, बहुत जबरदस्त बैटिंग करा उन्हें. It was a fine display. लेकिन यही है कि भाई आपको 90 ओवर कीपिंग भी करना है. You're playing as a keeper as well, और crucial catches ने छोड़े उसने, और stumpings भी मिस करे. And if he took those, Australia would have been a completely commanding position. I think they would have been maybe like 60. England would have been in a very commanding position. They would have probably been 70, 80 runs ahead if Besto took his chances. I feel Australia will get England all out for 150 in the first session. 3-day win for Australia. It's a possibility. The way they're bowling right now, it's very difficult, very challenging for the England batters. Particularly कल अब देखना पड़ेगा कंडीशंस क्या है. पिच में तो मॉइस्चर तो रहेगा. 1 घंटा इंग्लैंड को निकालना पड़ेगा. उन लोग कैसा करेंगे. अगर ऊपर से आपके 4-5 आउट हो गए before you get to 100, England will be under pressure. Australia will be in the driver's seat and they'll continue to try to look to put that pressure on. फिर नेथन लायन को भी आके डालना है उन्हें. तो भाई ये पिच पे he'll fancy himself. I'm 100% sure. बढ़िया. कल का जो दिन रहेगा बहुत दिलचस्प दिन रहेगा. It's going to be really entertaining, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to it. The crowd again, full numbers. Sunday था आज, सब क्रिकेट देख रहे थे. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a full day's play. I'm always a guy for getting a roof on the stadiums like the Wimbledon. And I know it's different in cricket. It's a different sport altogether. There's different requirements. Like, and it would be great to have cover for the rain. If you have like a roof or something, you can continue to play cricket, because that passage of play after the first day rain delay was outstanding, man. It was so good to see the way Australia was bowling, and England batted decently until those wickets went, and they will be disappointed with that. Cummins is a great bowler to watch when he is full flow. Absolutely, man. He is outstanding. He's extra pace, but he has accuracy as well. Very disciplined in his line in length. Mr. Pat Cummins, and yeah, very dangerous bowler, man. He is for Australia, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get inroads tomorrow as well. Hazelwood will be difficult to handle as well on this pitch. I think he will get some movement early in the morning. He's also a very accurate bowler. A lot of people compare him to Glenn McGrath. It's different levels, but still, I think the way that he bowls, outstanding. Boland, bro. Boland is My guy, man. I mean, he's been outstanding. Kya zabardast 34 ka हमने debut last year करा Test cricket में, and the way he's been playing, sensational accuracy, sensational line length, sensational bowling. England will be cursing rain gods. It's so unfair for them. I mean, that's part of the game. Sometimes unfair for someone, sometimes it's fair for the other. That is part of the game. They have to understand that these things happen. बारिश के ब्रेक्स आने वाले हैं, स्पेशली आपको फोरकास्ट जब मालूम रहता है, आप थोड़ा बहुत एक्सेप्ट कर लेते कि शायद गेम नहीं होगा आज, ऑल्दो प्लेयर्स तैयार दिखते ड्रेसिंग रूम में, दे लुक ready to go in the morning, the first hour or two. It's about getting fresh and yeah, taking it from there. Sorry, और कोई सवाल थे तो बताओ सर जी. Cummins is a great bowler. I was just looking at the other matches, and the other news is the West Indies, they beaten USA in the World Cup qualifier, and your guys Zimbabwe, the home team, have beaten Nepal. Good starts for those teams. I want to see Brook how he'll play Cummins tomorrow. Yeah, that would be fascinating, man. I think Harry Brook plays one way. That would be a really good battle. It'll be an interesting battle. Also depends on what moment of the game he comes in. If he's coming in for 30 for 3, that would be a completely different challenge for him. If he's coming at like 150 for 3, then it's going to be different challenge for him. The challenge will be different, but his style of play, I think, will be the same. He'll look to counter-attack. He'll look to score runs, no matter what the match situation is. That's how Harry Brook is built. Ben Stokes, I feel that needs to take a bit more time and then explore. There's no harm in playing aggressive cricket, but I think you have to also play to your individual strengths at times. And as the batter, Ben Stokes is someone who can definitely take some time and then make up any run rate that is possible in the world. Any make run rate, Ben Stokes will definitely come in and catch that up. I'm 100% sure of that. So his approach will be also be keen. I'll be keen to see his approach as well. But yeah, overall, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Again, बहुत कम क्रिकेट मिला आज, मगर जो भी मिला बहुत अच्छा था. England did a good job for wrapping it up early because Khwaja and Kerry were looking to threaten and take the lead. But the way Robinson bowled Anderson as well, that wicket was outstanding. A brilliant delivery from him. And yes, tomorrow it's about Australia trying to get the wickets as early as possible. It'll be for England to extend the lead, try to get to 300, 350 if they can, and then take it from there. If England are batting after tea, don't be scared if Ben Stokes, or don't be surprised if Ben Stokes declares. Particularly with the fact that Vicky pointing in the stacks, they've got they've got Steve Smith and these guys. Sorry, 1 second. बीच में वो आ गया यार, क्या बोल रहा था कि बीच में झपकी आ गई नींद की. सॉरी गाइस, बट यस, कल का मैं बोल रहा था, सॉरी. हाँ, कल का यही रहेगा. ट्राई टू गेट एज मेनी रन्स एज पॉसिबल फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड. ऑस्ट्रेलिया's point of view, it's going to be try to get England all out as early as possible. Nitin Lyon भी game में आएगा. He will be a wicket taking option. It's going to be sensational cricket. Make sure you guys watch it. Make sure that you are awake, not like me right now. Make sure you are awake and watching the game tomorrow, neck to neck. And that's why we've been really enjoying the Ashes so far. It's been a very good. The momentum has been swinging session to session. Yes, there were periods where it has been slow, especially when Khwaja's batting. Lekin that's part of the game. That's part of Test cricket. It adds to the drama. It adds to the theatre. And with the crowds in as well, we're enjoying it even more. And I'm sure we'll get to see some drama tomorrow and day 5 as well. I'm really looking forward to it. The key players for me tomorrow, if I look at it, I think from England's point of view, I'm going to go with Johnny Bairstow. I think he's the man in form, and he's someone who can try to get to a good total. From Australia's point of view, I know the fast bowlers have been outstanding, but I'll go Nathan Lyon just with, it's going to be day 4. There will be turn on offer. There might be some variable bounce, so I'm going to go with Mr. Nathan Lyon. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Ibrahim bhai, Nitin bhai, Hamza bhai, everybody who has joined me today. बहुत मजा है आप लोगों के साथ. Tomorrow, catch us for the review of day 4. We'll get more cricket, hopefully. So take care until then. Have a good rest of the night. I'll just take this last comment. Tomorrow, second group play their opening matches. The World Cup qualifier, Sri Lanka versus UAE and Ireland versus Oman. Leaves Netherlands and Scotland yet to play their opening match, as it's 5 per group. Yes, and this is a long tournament, right? Ibrahim bhai is going to go on till July first week. So I'm looking forward to the Oman team. I've followed them last couple of years. They're very exciting. Sri Lanka it's going to be interesting to see how they play as well. Sri Lanka, West Indies are the teams that we're expecting to qualify for the World Cup, and if they don't, it's going to be a huge news. We're not used to that. Obviously, West Indies winning so many World Cups in the 70s. We've seen Sri Lanka win the World Cup in 96. And if they don't play this World Cup, it will be strange. It will be weird. So, yeah, this is also a good tournament going on as well. And Ibrahim Bhai is following it. I've been trying my best as well. So we'll try to get you updates from that. But tomorrow, day 4, catch us for the review, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.